Problems with the new jail. Okay, I didn't get a tour of the jail, but from what I see and the pictures that are shown, and the pictures everyone in America can see now, is that there already needs to be a lot of changes. First, it's Corrections 101, not to take pictures inside the jail. There are so many security reasons to begin to explain here, I won't even start. But this doesn't come as a surprise from someone that doesn't know about jails and seems to dismiss others who do know about jails. Except for the appearance of interest shown during the election year, he's basically clueless and has put the staff and inmates at a higher risk of danger now. Jail is going to require, as I stated at a forum previously, a lot of money to address many unanticipated issues and consequences of the design. The cells. The open grill on the outside cell door and the front part of the jail, that's going to allow inmates to throw liquids onto staff. Use your imagination about what type of liquids there might be coming out of a cell. The position of the toilet will force inmates to cover the opening of the cell for privacy. Once that gets started, it's difficult to change. Inmates will be tying up bed sheets to the front part, and you won't know what's going on behind those sheets. And since everyone's going to be in that bubble station, they're going to have people walking those tiers and constantly cutting them down. And anyway, really, especially a female officer doesn't want to see an inmate going to the bathroom. So the position of the toilet was terrible. I'm hoping some of the pictures that I'm seeing on the internet are older pictures and all the cells have the ability to close up the slot on the door. Regardless, some inmates will be able to reach out of that slot and cut whoever is walking by. Another inmate, civilian medical staff, clergy, deputies, put a slot on all the doors ASAP. That's the slot in the door that the food tray usually goes through. Okay, 2 mirrors in the cell, ridiculous. One on top of the other. You have given the inmates the ability and the option to tear one of those off. They will tear them off. They come off. And they'll break them into pieces and they'll sharpen them up on the floor or the walls and make weapons of them and still have the one that they needed. There should be no sharp corners in a cell, like the table affixed to the wall has. Imagine an extraction team going inside. That's a bunch of officers that are going inside the small confined area of a cell to take that inmate out because he's refusing to come out. That inmate or an officer falls headfirst into that sharp corner. It's just going to result in tremendous injuries and time off the job for medical reasons for staff. The bottom bed, the lower bed of the 2 bunk beds should be solid from the underneath the bed all the way to the floor. It should almost be like a brick, so nobody can hide anything under the bed. They will hide razor blades, they will hide drugs under there. Just casually shove them in there as the officer comes by, or they'll figure out ways how to affix it to the bottom of the bed and hide them very well. I'm sure the initial cost of that pillow mattress being 1 unit was probably cheaper than 2 separate pieces, an individual pillow and a mattress. But inmates rip pillows and mattresses to hide drugs, to hide weapons, and it's only a matter of time before they get so ripped up they become unclean, hygiene problems, and they have to be replaced. So instead of just replacing a pillow or a mattress, you're going to have to replace that whole unit again. From the angle of the photos, it's hard to tell, but I'm not sure how the inmate gets on the top bunk. I didn't see any steps or anything getting up there. Not all inmates are physically fit to get on the top bunk, and not all inmates are accommodating to give such a person the lower bunk. That will result in fistfights. The sprinkler head on the top of the back wall, it appears to be a sprinkler head, protruding from the wall, will be used as a clothesline. They will attach a ripped sheet from the sprinkler head over to the front screening, the grill on the front of the cell. They'll hang stuff, they'll dry clothes and stuff off of that, and it's only a matter of time before the sprinkler head gets damaged and possibly initiates a flood. I don't see anywhere where it may can secure personal property. I'm sure they have a commissary. I didn't see any lockers or anything. They might supply them plastic tubs or something like that. I guess they're going to have to. Well, that's going to result in fistfights when one inmate has access to another inmate. It's going to be a lot of extortion going on in two-man cells. And I'm not sure on the left side, about waist level, they almost look like hooks on the wall, maybe to hang clothes or towels or washcloths, I'm not sure. But just one more thing to worry about falling into. When you're in a cell and you fall, you're either hitting mortar, cement, or something's metal. Then to make them sharp or protruding is just making the problem worse. Only having one table in a two-man or two-person cell is going to force inmates to share time at the table or not, which is usually the case. The bigger guy or the meaner guy extorts the other one. You want table time? You're going to have to give me some of your commissary or something worse. Leave it up to your imagination. Either way, there'll be fistfights. The cell door opening out from the cell into the corridor, especially from the pictures on the second tier, the upper tier, decreases the space on that tier. And there's a lot of fighting and uses of force that go on that tier. Once you get the inmate out of the cell and you're rolling around that little tier and you have open doors in the way, it's not going to be good. They should have been sliding from left to right or right to left doors. That's the best way to do it. So that will probably result in more injuries, lawsuits. The one thing that does stand out that I do like is the sink. The toilet not being made of porcelain, the sink and the toilet not being made of porcelain, it's a good thing, because inmates could break those up real easy. Just a little bit too much counter space on the left side of the sink. I'm not sure if they're going to have cologne and eyeliner and hair curlers over there. I don't know. Just seemed like a lot. So that was just my first inspection from what I saw on some of the social media sites and electronic media. Never been in there. I'll get in there someday, hopefully soon. Have a good night. Be safe.